I've been in Hong Kong for about 15 years. I came to Hong Kong when I was in May 2007. I had family and relatives in Hong Kong, and I finished college in the States and then decided to just come back to Hong Kong, visit, and ended up staying. It's very busy. It has a lot going on, a lot of different things going on all at once. I think it kind of opened up my vision. I got to see a lot more different cultures, different people. I met a lot more people of different background. Back in America, I felt like I only knew Americans, and all our backgrounds are similar because we grew up in the same neighborhood. But in Hong Kong, I met people that grew up with all different types of backgrounds.
Just to expand on the question, what do you think is the biggest difference between America and Hong Kong?
In America, so I grew up in America, and my family's Chinese, but growing up in America, I already thought that, I knew everything because that's the two extreme cultures, the American culture, and then you have the Chinese culture at home. But then when I came to Hong Kong, I realized there's so much more. Because back in America, I was thinking, okay, there's the Chinese culture and then there's the Western culture. And I know about both already, so I know about everything. Once I came to Hong Kong, I realized there's also people from Australia, from the UK, from other countries, and the culture does vary. And when you learn about it when you're no longer a child, when you're an adult, you realize you're like, wow, there's so much that I didn't know about ever since I was a child. You grew up thinking one thing, and then when you came, you're like, oh, so this culture, it's not true that all Western culture maybe fall under a certain category. And then you're like, wow. And then you think back, how much did you miss in your childhood thinking with like a tunnel vision, thinking only about certain things. Well, I got my first job in Hong Kong. I met my husband in Hong Kong. I got married in Hong Kong. So I would say those are my top 2-3 triumphs. Wisdom. I think, I don't know if you would call it wisdom, but the fact that meeting so many different people from different backgrounds, I think I learned a lot from them, how different cultures are, how different places are, just their views on everything. I've learned to kind of broaden my vision and to accept people for who they are, and I think that's what I can get out of Hong Kong. At the moment, no, although I know things are a bit crazy, but I do feel every country has their good and bad. I think Hong Kong still has, what I saw of it when I first came to Hong Kong is there's so much going on. It's actually a very convenient place. There's a lot of hidden treasures all around, and it's still there. So I don't see a point for me to leave, at least not within the next 5 to 10 years, I'd say.
So would you consider Hong Kong your home?
Yes, but I also consider America my home. I think for some people, they consider home to be a place where it's only one place they can consider home. But to me, when I go back to America to visit my friends, I still tell people, oh, I'm gonna be going home for the summer. So I think both places are, because I have a part that belongs there, and that is my home. And I don't understand why some people have to, oh no, you can only have one place that's home. So I think both parts are. It's kind of just going to the place where I feel like I belong, and I do belong in both places, and I'm okay being in both places. Go exploring. Go explore a lot more than I did. I think as a person, I'm very insecure. So when I first came to Hong Kong, I'd be worried about, will I get lost? Or where I would end up. But Hong Kong's, compared to other places, is a super safe city. You can go exploring without having to be really concerned about, will I be ending up in a bad part of the city? Because even the bad parts, they're still safe, and it's still okay for you to go exploring. And like I said, because there's so many different cultures, you'll find things that you don't expect in the most random places. Okay, are we starting?
Yeah.
Because if it's not stopping, then I'm like, if I miss, shit. Do you want me to elaborate, or you wanted me like I'm flexible? What is the feel you're going for?
Sorry, what was the fucking